What's up everybody, Kinetic here and welcome back to Dragon Age Inquisition. In this video we're going to take a look at Varric's specialization, the Artificer. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. That's not a type of meat or anything, is it? A lot of people have been asking about if I'm going to return to the specializations and do kind of alternative versions of them. I'm just doing sort of a first pass through all of the specializations here, and then I will do, for example, a two-handed champion build, an assassin archer, a dual dagger tempest, and stuff like that. Hang in there, guys. More specializations will be coming up soon. For Varric and his Artificer specialization, I found that it's kind of like what the Necromancer is to the Mage, the Tempest is for the other Rogue specialization. This is a type of supplemental specialization, is kind of how I look at it. Not a really big game changer, it's just kind of like additional little tricks and tools that you can add on top of your normal standard abilities, right? It's not like what Reaver is for a warrior, where it just completely changes the way that you play your character. So we're still going to be doing a lot of archery here, a lot of familiar type of skills, and like I said, we get some extra little tools and stuff like that to have fun with for the Artificer. If you've seen my previous videos, you're going to recognize a lot of what I'm doing here using the Sabotage and the Archery. So in the Sabotage line, we've got, of course, poison weapons, adding damage over time, and with the upgrade, it also increases the power of your basic and skilled shots. Down below that, Fighting Dirty, all of your Sunder and Poison effects last longer, and you make more potent toxins, uglier wounds. Duration bonus for these damage over time effects, like the poison, increased by 25%. For whatever reason, I found that Varric, maybe because of the gear that I'm using or something, he seems to have a considerably higher crit chance than I was expecting. So originally I wasn't even going for look like it hurt, but I found that he was critting so much that this is definitely worth going through Caltrops to get this passive for. Of course, whenever you score a critical hit, you regenerate stamina with this passive. This is fantastic if you can actually get good crit hit chance for your rogue. I highly recommend this passive for any kind of rogue. At this point, me being level 20 in the game, I'm actually really overflowing with skill points to put into different places. So I do have Cheap Shot here, but I don't consider this at all a priority for you to unlock. So we've got all that poison, and the extra crit hit chance is going to give us stamina back and stuff like that. Really cool. That's going to work really well with our archery skills. As you can see, I've pretty much got almost everything here, aside from a couple of upgrades, like for example the long shot upgrade and the full draw upgrade. The skills themselves are great. The upgrades, not so much a priority for me at all. Let's do a quick overview. We have First Blood. You learn to pick apart enemies that are still unwounded, so this is going to do a bonus damage of 15% to enemies that are still above 80% of their health. Over here we've got Explosive Shot. You fire a powerful shot that explodes on impact, damaging enemies around your target. This, combined of course with poisoned weapons, means that the explosion causes everybody caught in that blast to also get poisoned. Really, really good. Chain Reaction, a very good upgrade to have for this skill. Shrapnel from the explosive shot fills the air and sets off deadly reactions that do more damage the more enemies that are nearby. So we get 25% increased damage per target that's around the explosion for a maximum bonus of 100%. Pincushion is one of the most important passives to get for any archer. Each consecutive hit with a bow attack does progressively more damage to the target. At the bottom we have Full Draw. This is a really good skill to have. When you line up this very powerful shot, if the enemy hasn't been damaged yet, it does 800% weapon damage plus 800% more if they're at full health. Strafing Shots is a pretty good passive if you happen to have extra points to spend, but I don't consider this a high priority. Like if I need to move, I'm gonna probably move by just completely stopping my shooting and get out of the way if something is about to hit me. This does give you a little bit of an increase in your movement speed while shooting. Up here in the middle we've got Long Shot. You fire a powerful single shot that delivers more damage the farther you are from the target. So it does base damage of 200% weapon damage, and from 15 meters or further away from your target, an additional 600% weapon damage. Back towards the top, we've got Death from Above. You do more damage when firing from elevation. This gives you a maximum bonus damage of 25%, which is pretty cool, but we're really only moving in this direction for Leaping Shot, right? And this right here is one of the central abilities that I like to use for Varric and for this build. You dive out of trouble and fire a hail of arrows at your enemies that were trying to close with you. This shoots 12 projectiles at 50% weapon damage per hit. Doesn't sound amazing, but if you consider, for example, masterwork crafting skills that activate on hit, when you're shooting 12 projectiles, it seems that each one of those projectiles counts as on hit. So for example, if you are using a Hidden Blades masterwork crafting perk that will have a chance to activate Hidden Blades per hit, then this gives you a really good chance to get those to proc. The upgrade for Leaping Shot is Rolling Draw, a pretty good upgrade, but you can save this for later if you like. Leaping Shot hits, you can use the momentum of your leap to do stronger draw as you come back to your feet. The next attack, whenever you make it, will knock down its target and add 200% bonus damage. Alright, so that's one half of our build. Now let's take a look at the Artificer. We have, starting from the top, a spike trap. You set a trap that, when an enemy approaches, it detonates and flings the enemy into the air, dealing 300% weapon damage. This I, of course, have unlocked because it's the top skill, but kind of like Line in the Sand and Horror for the Necromancer, I don't actually use this on my equip skills because I save those slots for other skills that I think are better. I think Spike Trap would be more fun to use as a dual dagger rogue rather than an archer. Down towards the left, we have Set Them Up. You've mastered the proper placement of spikes and levers. When you spring any kind of trap, your enemies feel it, giving an additional 25% bonus damage. Down below that, we have Elemental Mines. This is actually a pretty fun ability, I think. You throw out an assortment of different traps in front of you, applying different elemental effects to your enemies that come into range. This is fun, especially for group fights. You do 50% weapon damage per trap. It also leaves them with a variety of different effects, like chill, leaves them burning, shocked, and stuff like that. It's quite fun. The only thing, though, it's really tempting, I think, to get the throw everything, but what I don't like about this, and the reason why I don't take this upgrade, is because it leaves me completely drained of stamina. You're throwing out additional traps, one for every 5 stamina. It just leaves you completely drained, it seems like, almost every time of stamina, and I don't really like that, and I don't think it's all that necessary most of the time. I mean, if you think that it would be fun to throw out more traps, by all means, take throw everything. And just under that, we have a passive and Take Them Down. Your experience with finding and pointing out enemy vulnerabilities gives the entire party a better chance to land a critical hit. So everybody in your group gets 5% increased critical hit chance. In the middle, we have, of course, the focus ability for the Artificer, Hail of Arrows. You fire so quickly that enemies will swear there are at least 2 of you, putting arrows into their ranks. While this ability is active, any archery ability you use is duplicated. I really like this focus ability. It's one of the more fun and not broken abilities. Tier 3 offers 40 seconds of duplicated archery shots. This is fantastic when you combine it, for example, with Leaping Shot. It just deals ridiculous amounts of damage. Back at the top right, we have Opportunity Knocks. When an ally critically hits, you take advantage of their success faster with reduced cooldown times. Down below that, we have Fallback Plan. You place a Thieves' Lantern to mark a fallback location before heading into battle. When the fight gets ugly, you leap back to safety as healthy as you were when you placed your marker. Basically what this ability does is it creates a 15-second window that if you take damage during that time, like damn near death damage, then you can activate this ability and then it will take you back to that location and also back to whatever your health was during that time. Now admittedly, I don't think that this is all that useful for your average fights, but against encounters, for example bosses and dragons, this can be a lifesaver. The upgrade for Fallback Plan is Bait and Switch, which gives you another 5 seconds to that window of opportunity to activate this ability. The reason why I don't take this is because Most of the time I found when I'm using fallback plan is it's because I'm already reading that something nasty is about to happen. I kind of judge from the aggressiveness of my enemy that they're coming after me or something like that. So I go ahead and I set fallback plan down and get myself ready to take a punch to the face or something like that. I take that hit, hopefully I'm still alive, and then I reactivate it easily within that 15 seconds to bring me back to health and that location. And finally at the bottom, tricks of the trade. You help the team make the most of its abilities, increasing the damage and duration of all status effects to anyone in the party applies. This gives 10% bonus to damage and duration of status effects. Now it says anyone in the parties. I'm hoping that means Varric, because that will mean good things, of course, for our poisoned weapons and other status effects. Let's take a look now at a quick example of Varric and the Artificer specialization in action.
A dragon. Let's be sure she leaves us in one piece. Am I to understand, Varric, that you knew the apostate who destroyed Kirkwall's chantry?
Unfortunately, yes.
What could he possibly have hoped to accomplish with such madness?
Exactly what he got. A whole lot of innocent people killing each other.
I take it he's no longer on your Winter's End gift list.
Depends. Does a flaming sack of Bronto dung count as a gift?
Only if you tie it with a silk ribbon, my dear.
Thanks for watching this video on my Varric Artificer specialization build here in Dragon Age Inquisition. I want to take this opportunity at the end of this first wave of specialization videos to say a big thank you to everyone here that's supporting these videos, all my long-term subscribers, all the new people here. Thank you guys so much, it really means a lot. Also, a big shout out to the Reddit community. You guys have also been tremendously helpful and supportive of these videos and the builds. We've had some great debates and I really appreciate your feedback and your open-mindedness to see kind of what other people can come up with. Again, I've said it from the very beginning, I'm never really trying to make the most optimal build. I really aim to just try to make something fun and also effective. Fun, of course, means different things to different people. For me, making a fun build is something that gives me a lot of buttons to push, something that leaves a little bit of challenge in most cases. Maybe not that Tempest build so much with the 1,000 Cuts Fire Flask abuse there, but that was fun in its own way too. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. From here, I'm going to start an entire new round of build videos for Dragon Age Inquisition. I know that some of the highest requested are, for example, Two-Hand Champion, Assassin Archer, and Dual Dagger Tempest, but let me know what other builds and specializations you would like to see variations of in the comment section. Click the like button to support these Dragon Age Inquisition videos. Stay subscribed, more is definitely on the way. Thanks again for watching this video. My name is Kinetic, and I'll see you next time.